I've been meaning to ask, have you ever wore a tudong?
The models, they actually don't earn a lot. The companies are the one earning the money. Is it okay if I disclose them?
Yeah.
It was just for... Even the film industry here, you don't get paid.
Hey, are you fasting, bro?
Ready? Alia, ready? Are we rolling? Lights off. All right. So, welcome to the show. First thing, I've been meaning to ask, have you ever wore a tudong?
Yes, because I studied in...
UVD?
No, it's UBD, we don't. Back then in like middle school, I studied in government school.
Uh-huh.
So we had to wear tudong.
But recently, when was the last time you wore a tudong?
I think when I had to go to a government section.
Government section.
Yeah.
So, of course, you had to look yourself in the mirror lah.
Yeah.
Do you know who you look like when you wear tudong?
No.
You don't? Alia, show.
Oh!
You...
Oh, you're not the first, and I'm pretty sure you won't be the last to mention that.
So I'm like, she looks like Ninja Tuto. I'm like, so.
But I've never met her yet.
You've never met her?
Never.
That's gonna be an interesting. We
Not
should do
yet.
like a surprise. Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah. So again, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on such a short notice.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So do you want to know why I invited you?
Yes.
Okay. Most of the time, I invite people to my show, to my podcast, is because I don't know anything about them. So I want to learn more. I want to kind of nitpick orang punya brain and see like what's hidden in there. But sometimes, it's just, I just want to have a good conversation lah. So I think recently what picked my interest, reignited my interest, because dulu when I saw you in Kopi and I was like, who's this girl? And then I kind of forgot about you. And then you showed up again in Intiqam. I mean, releasing soon, right?
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So we did some digging. You had a cameo appearance in Serpihan. Is that correct?
Actually, my character is like the best friend of the main character.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually my first project.
Okay.
So Serpihan actually went through a lot of phase. It was first a YouTube series. Yeah, we
Yes.
only managed the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the show got cancelled. And then after that, it was picked up by
Progressive.
Media. Yes.
Okay, so why didn't you have like a bigger role in the Progressive series?
Even in the first, like in the YouTube series, I was in the same character. Yeah.
So fast forward to Kopi. I finally got to see you in Kopi punya premiere lah. So I'm like, But then again, even during Kopi pun macam you had for me lah, you had a very brief
Yeah. It was a very brief
appearance.
towards the end.
Towards the end. So when I saw the Intiqam punya trailer and then your interview or Intiqam atau, I'm like, maybe this time we get to see.
My characters.
Boleh apa tu? Spoilers dah ke belum?
I actually haven't watched the film, so I can't spoil anything.
Okay.
Because there's nothing for me to spoil because I myself don't know.
Okay. No. We got that out of the way. What got you into acting? Like, how did you get into Serpihan?
It's actually because the director Muiz, he's my friend. We worked together, and then one day he just hit me up like, "Hey, I'm gonna make like a YouTube series, a YouTube film. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Okay." Actually, I almost didn't went for the audition because I was like, do I really want to do this? And I'm the type that's like, if I do, I get scared. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't. But I don't know why that day I was just like, you know what? Let's just give it a try. If I don't get in, that's cool. If I get in, then that's cool. So I went for it. The first one, it was an audition. But when it became a project under Progressive Media, it was more like Muiz finding cast to fit his characters. Yeah, so I would say like initially it was just out of like curiosity. Like, to be honest, after Serpihan, I never see myself doing other characters or getting into other films.
Why?
Like, Probably because for me, I still see the film industry here very small in Brunei. So I didn't know that the plans that Progressive Media had, along with AITI, to further flourish the film industry in Brunei. So I didn't expect more local films coming up and more projects coming in.
All right, so you said it just now. You said you didn't see yourself having more involvement in other films after Serpihan. So what do you do for a living, if I may?
Oh, I used to work several jobs after I graduated, but now I'm back to study for a bit, but I'm finishing soon.
Studying
I'm
for
doing
master?
masters.
All
Yeah.
right, I see. Okay, so when you got that call from, I don't know who made the call for Kopi. Was it Kai? Was it Kai?
It was Easy who reached out to me to go for the audition.
Mm.
I went with zero expectation. After a few months, maybe I haven't heard like from Kai's team, and then Kai was actually the one like I was talking to, and then Kai was like, one day he just texted me like, "Hey, you got the role," and then we're gonna have like table reading.
Wow, expectation is like really low, but you got the
Yes.
part anyway.
Yeah, which is like, I was so surprised because he did tell me that there were other people auditioning for like the same position because I think my character was the last to be filled in. Like
I
he
think so
already
too,
had
yeah.
everyone else on board. It was just my character left. So when I did like the audition, I felt really pressured. But I remember like telling my mom, "Hey, I'm gonna go for this audition," and then at the end of the audition, she was like, "So did you got it?" I was like, "I'm not sure, but I don't think I will." And then when Kai texted me, I was really surprised to get the role.
Okay, so let's talk about Intiqam.
I didn't really expect much, but the trailer was really good. Like for me, like the sound effect and all. It's just, even as someone who's like involved in the production, I already know the story. But even as someone who's like involved, when I saw the trailer, it makes me feel like, wow, I really want to watch this movie. Yeah.
One of the things that got me interested is your action role, and then like, because I'm so ignorant when it comes to these things. So I thought, you have action role, and then you just like have a basic macam training, and then that's it. Rupanya, you had to go through like a lot of intensive training to get into the role. So talk me through what kind of training and like how intensive was it?
When I did my training, I was doing it with some other cast as well, and all of us, we didn't know anything about martial art, so it was tough for us because we had to learn the moves like step by step, and also because it's not just one scene, and it's not just the same moves all the time. So we had to like remember like the steps and all for the action bits, like part by part. So that's why like it was hard. It wasn't actually like that intensive. It was only like 2 days because we didn't have a lot of time. We were also like chasing deadline. But because we did like the training early before, like I think a few weeks before production start, so they gave me a lot of time for me to like practice at home, because when we did the training, the teacher took videos and then they sent it in the group chat. So whenever like I forgot a move, and then I can refer to like those videos in between like those time. But other than that, when we were like doing the shooting, the teacher was there as well to teach us and to remind us the moves. I think this team is one of the best team I've worked with, because I think it's because everyone on the team are friends. They're mostly from like the same college.
Kupu SB, right?
So they know each other well, and working with them is like always laughter on the set. And then as soon as it's done, and then they would like give words of encouragement like, "Sel, you did so well," and that really makes you feel like, "Oh, I did."
Encourage,
And then
the
like,
pat in the back.
and also I like how they don't really take a lot of takes. only like 2 to 3, just a few,
But,
and then they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, that was good," which I was so surprised because I feel like I don't think that was good, but then they said it was.
Kajab, let's talk about this teacher. He was a real teacher lah, not just not just like someone who like, hey, you know how to find come
He's someone who's like skilled in martial
in
art.
martial
He's
arts.
learned martial arts.
So he was
before.
there with you guys all the way lah to.
He's actually one of the cast as well.
How
Yes.
easy Okay, 2 in 1.
Yes.
One thing I noticed pula kalau dari the trailer tu, I know si Akmal ni is he's kinda
Okay.
right, but he doesn't look like his right. He looks very tall.
Like the camera work was really good when they
No,
did
even
it.
when he takes like photos and stuff, it doesn't look like it's actually
Oh.
small. And because I always have this running joke with him, like if he ever got into, because I used to do like a car show where I
Okay.
invite people in my car. I always have this joke where if I have to bring him to my show, I would have to put baby chair in the front because it's really short. This guy, I once took a selfie with him. Like I had to like really, and
So actually, me and Akmal we met from Copy the premiere. That's our first time meeting. I remember he gave me a really deep impression because he's the first one at the premiere to ask me for a selfie. He was like, "I'm such a big fan of yours. I've watched you since Serpihan Masa Lalu." And to think Kopi was only my second project. So I felt really grateful. And then not long, I think on that day, we followed each other on Instagram. And then not long after, he reached out and asked me if I wanted to be in his film.
I see.
But so actually he offered me another role, which I agreed to because it was no action. It was just talking. But he also offered me the action role, and I was like, I'm not so sure. I don't know if I want to do action, and I don't think I can do it well. So probably just the talking role. And then when he confirmed like the cast, he was like, "Sel, I'm so sorry, but I think you would do so much better for the action role. Would you still be up for it?" I did a lot of thinking, and then in the end I was just like, I have nothing to lose. So
Yeah.
might as well go for it.
So you and the director met over coffee.
Yes. We met at the premiere, the night itself. Yeah.
Well, you got the joke, right? You didn't get the joke?
Did she get a joke?
Yeah, she got the joke.
No, I did not get the
You
joke.
didn't get a joke. So I don't like to explain the joke. No, it's okay. When you meet someone, I met him over coffee. So now you met him over coffee, but the movie coffee.
Oh, I kind of got that.
Okay.
But I was thinking in my mind just now, I was processing like, did he not hear the word copy?
I
So
did.
that's why I had to like repeat it.
Did you have like art background? Did you have like acting background? Did you
No.
have like, no, not at all.
None.
So
I also got questions before like, did you take any acting classes before all this? No, I didn't. I think I'm just like naturally born dramatic. Yeah.
naturally born dramatic lah. So.
Maybe.
So not acting at all, not even like in school, not even like on the pantas.
Nope. Because I was such an introvert from middle school and then sixth form, uni,
Funny you mentioned introvert. Do you think I'm an introvert or extrovert?
introvert.
A lot of people are very good at this. And I asked her the same question. I'm like, oh, you're an introvert. But some people say I'm extrovert. I'm not. I'm just like you.
I know
think
how you feel.
And like I think what made us macam go out of our comfort zone is I think when we see something that interests us and we just like whatever, like let's do that. Let's do that.
I think they think that you're an extrovert because you do all this like
Yeah, I think so.
because that's what people told me as well. You're on the camera, you do modeling, you do acting. How are you an introvert? But I have my group of people that I'm comfortable with, but usually I tend to be more quiet.
Okay, since you mentioned modeling, coba pull up your punya IG. You're actually a model.
For fun,
For
I
fun?
usually shoot. So I started off modeling for friends. I had friends. I have friends who are like photographers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back then, like few years ago, when portrait shoots were more popular,
Mm-hmm.
and then people like these photographers, they would ask if you want to model for them. It's all for fun.
For
It's just
free.
for them, yeah, for free.
For free.
For free as well. um, yes, but that was when I was like starting off, and then now I don't model as much anymore.
Mhm.
But when I do like the third photo,
The
that's
third
for
photo.
my friend, his school project, because he's a fashion student. He also did my dresses
see.
for my premiere. So this was like for his school project, and
Mhm.
then he asked if I could model for him,
Mm.
and the photographer was also a friend.
So nice of you. So all this for free lah.
Oh, that's because he's my childhood friend. Childhood friend gets special benefits.
Habis lah. We don't get special benefits, guys. But how has the modeling industry, you think, evolved from, just doing like a free session with friends? Do you think models now make good money
In Brunei,
in Brunei?
no.
You don't think so?
No. I did a shoot before for 2 hours. No, around 1 hour ish
Mhm.
at the beach. Is it okay if I disclose the number?
Yeah.
It was just for $50. Normally, they do not charge that price overseas. In Brunei only.
In Brunei.
Even 50, I feel like it's too much to charge 50.
So you feel 50 is too much to ask for. Chatula.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like you're being cheated on? Why? Why you think 50 is too much? Is it because of the industry? You think the I don't know what they call it, the photographer themselves are not making money, or like what's the
I know they're making money. It's just that
No, I was like, why you say it's too much to ask if 50? I feel like that's fair.
I
I
feel
feel like
like
there should be a minimum kale if
it
you're
should
doing.
be, but I don't think it is. Because
So you just,
in Brunei,
oh yeah, you just
like,
told me you did for free. Okay.
yeah, like in Brunei, people would like try to find. I'm pretty sure it's the same overseas. Try to find the lowest cost possible.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure overseas,
You just
people
have to remind you to put.
people don't charge $50 for a 2 hour shoot.
Mhm.
And it was like I had to do my own makeup. I had to
Oh,
prepare
yeah,
my
that's-
own outfit.
Outfit as well.
Yeah.
I thought. Okay. No, that-
Unless you're signed under like modeling agency,
Mhm.
they would obviously charge more because they're like an official company.
Mhm.
This is what I heard. But even like back then, the models they actually don't earn a lot.
Mhm.
The companies are the one earning the money. So for example, if they charge $100, models maybe 30%, 70% goes to the company. Yeah. So
No.
that's why like if you're like serious, if you seriously want to like go into this industry, do not do it here in Brunei. You get underpaid.
But do you mind? Or you do it just because I like it?
I
so-
do it because it's not my main job. I do it as a side, so I
Mhm.
don't mind. But if I were to like do this like full time, I
Be picky.
would be more picky. Like
I
I wouldn't do it here.
What about the film industry? Do they treat you guys the same as the? I mean, it's okay if you don't wanna, because I like to think of it as time spent versus time. Maybe for modeling, your setup time is probably makeup, choosing the outfits, and the other skills like the modeling skills. That's something that you learn along the way, correct? But with acting, you have to memorize your lines. You have to practice this, and that. So in the end, I like to see how much time do you spend versus how much
You get paid for.
you get paid for.
Even the film industry here, you don't get paid well. The payment are actually quite low.
Mhm. And I think this is where I think we need to look at the industry, I guess. And like, I don't think the industry, the film industry, or the maybe the modeling agency, yes, it's probably more lucrative than film. But with film, I guess I'm more forgiving because you can say I am also in the industry. So I'm more like, I know they don't have a lot of budget to work with.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the modeling agency, we kind of need to change that, because I know some the clients, they do pay good money.
I was gonna mention that. So actually, I don't really mind the payment for filming. I don't nitpick about me spending more time for
Mhm.
this or for
Because you have
that.
to. It's kind of your passion, right?
I would also say it's more like you agreed to that job,
Mm.
so
You do whatever it takes.
it
Yeah.
just I've actually thought about this like multiple times, and I try to have that mindset like I agreed to this. Since I already agreed, I should do what it takes to reach the end point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't like nitpick so much on the payment. Although I understand that we don't get paid a lot, but that's also because the production
The
team
person
themselves
don't get a lot.
they don't
Yeah.
have a lot of budget.
Yeah.
Like to pay for like food and also
But
like,
yeah, okay.
their transportation and all that, and also have to pay like their crews and
Mm.
cast. Yeah, they don't have that much budget to begin
Mhm.
with, so I understand.
Okay, so you mentioned they made it easy. The production made it easy for all of you. But what were the challenges? Because it's not always easy,
I guess the challenges are
especially when you have to transition from your last character out of copy, which is like
actually
the
Copy
child.
wasn't my last project
Oh.
before Intiqam.
What was your last
I
project
was
before
also in
Intiqam?
Selamat Malam.
What is that?
It's a horror film, also under Progressive Media. It's by Visionary Project. Yeah, so the film itself has 3 movies, like 3 stories inside, and I was the main character for the 3rd story.
So has this been released?
It was released end of last year,
End of last year.
like around October. This is the
Trailer.
this is the first one,
Mhm.
the one that's on YouTube.
I see. So okay. Okay, so going back to the question, what were the challenges
The
for this
challenges?
for Intiqam?
For me, it's having to wake up really early to go on set. Because I live in Muara, so having to go all the way to wherever the location are mostly like in like the town area. So it would take like 30 minutes drive.
Around Bandar.
It would like take like 30 minutes drive.
So you're not a morning person.
I would say I'm a morning person, but
But you don't have
I
to do your
don't-
makeup. They
yeah,
have makeup
I don't have to do
artists.
my makeups. So I have to go there and then they do the
Outfit and
makeup.
everything kena sediakan.
Because like my outfit is just the same like throughout
The
the whole. So outfit is myself,
Mhm.
but like some part of the outfit it's the team. Oh, probably when like, cause my character I have to wear like a blazer. So when we do shoot, it's like you know how like Brunei is like so hot.
Yeah.
And then I think that one of the big challenge for us is we have to turn off the aircon, we have to turn off the fan, and then like we have to film outside, do the fighting scene outside and all, and like
Turn off aircon because supaya anda bising lah.
yeah, so it doesn't interrupt the sound when we shoot inside, and then
To hire a good better sound engineer lah, Akmal.
and then when we shoot outside, like have to like keep redoing the makeup.
Oh yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
I haven't done film. I usually do like talk shows or variety show. Yes, I think the hot weather or sometimes the rain as well is always like the problem lah. And weather kalau hot, yes, we need to kesian the female lah, makeup. And rain, we have to kesian the crew because of the equipment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think if you're shooting outdoor, you're gonna have to deal with these things lah.
It
How's your
was-
Malay, by the way? You grew up here, of course.
I grew up in Tutong
Yeah, so you are
So-
as Malay as it.
because I'm like in government school. So
Yeah, so you are
most
as
of my
Malay as
friends-
it gets lah.
I try my best. I'm
Yeah.
good. I wouldn't say I'm good. I'm okay in Brunei Malay, but I am very bad in formal Malay.
How good? Like in sekolah dulu, like always bertutur bahasa Melayu. What? Where's my accent suddenly?
So when I first entered government school, I only spoke English. But I kind of noticed like people don't really talk to you if you talk too much English. So I tried like my best to like adapt to Brunei
But
Malay.
since we're introvert, okay je tak kan?
But I guess at that age, cause like you're a teenager, so
You
want
wanna
to like have friends.
friends and
you want to have
communicate.
people to talk
Yeah.
to.
What was the main language for Intiqam? Is it formal Malay or
Intiqam?
Brunei Malay?
A lot of Brunei Malay and
Brunei-
formal Malay.
So it's kind of mixed lah.
Yeah, my lines was also in Malay.
Malay, Brunei Malay. Or
Brunei Malay.
Well, I think for most people, no matter the race, understanding is probably easy. It's
Understanding
just
is easy.
bercakap lah.
If you were to ask me how good my Malay is, would you believe me if I say I speak in Brunei Malay with my Chinese friends in Tutong?
Really?
Yes. Even in
You speak Brunei Malay with your Chinese friends. Why? Because
yes, because
some of
they're
them-
also used to it. They also study in government school because we don't have Chinese school like
In
Chinese middle school in
Tutong.
So they're also used to like speaking Brunei Malay. So sometimes I notice that when we chat in our group chat, we would like go full on Malay. Like if person A says something in Brunei Malay, I would reply in Brunei Malay. Person B would reply Brunei Malay. Like it would be like full on. Even sometimes when we meet, if like we started like Brunei Malay, then we would continue on. Although like usually we would speak in Mandarin. Lah.
But with you, I don't think it's like strange because you look like Ninja Tutul kan. So even if you speak Malay, like you know,
No, actually, like I heard people like asking like, "Whoa, you speak Malay?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, I grew up in Tutong. Of course, I speak Malay."
let's try it.
Like, what do I say?
Anything.
You can say something and then I'll reply.
See, when we have to initiate it, it's payah ha?
Oh, payah
Like,
pulang. But I don't speak like in full Malay.
you just did it. That's so good.
I don't speak in full Malay, but like I would add in English a bit.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what
Yeah,
everyone
like-
does.
Kalau people kan cakap like Brunei Malay, I ikut pulang.
It's very normal just now, but now it's a bit,
It's a bit
yeah,
awkward.
it's a bit awkward. But when you just don't have to think about it, you know, like how when you speak in Brunei and then you have to mix in English, it sounds so natural. But when you have to plan it,
Yeah.
it sounds forced.
That's why like when people ask me like, "Hey, can you try speaking Malay?" I'm like, "What do you want me to say?"
Exactly, right? Exactly. We're not programmed to macam do it plan ba.
Yeah, it has to be natural.
It has to be natural. Yeah. I shared this a lot in the podcast. I once had a Malaysian guest, and we had to. Well, I told myself before the show, I'm like, I can't speak, Malaysia. Or I can't speak English. I have to speak Brunei. Not even one word came out. Not even one Brunei word came out
So
because
you use English?
English or like Malaysian accent. So people were like cringing berabis lah because like Bruneian speaking other Malay variation. So they're like, they cringe a lot, and I got a lot of hate lah coming from that video.
I understand.
Yeah, but when you don't have to
It's-
force it, I
It's because
think.
like because you were speaking to someone like from Malaysia, you would like try to adapt. To how they
Yeah,
speak.
we want them to understand, even though the person is like, "Hey, come on, just speak Brunei," because we wanna we wanna learn, we wanna but your mind doesn't work like that
Yes.
unless kali for you like you have to do it in a scene where or like I noticed like my friends who does RTB show where they are very strict on like which language to use. Maybe that one if you can program your head, but shows like this where you have freedom of language to use, I think we just stick to our comfortable language kali ya.
Yeah.
Even though like for me I'm not really good in English vocabulary apa, but that's just my default.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. what else do you want to talk about? We're supposed to talk about Intiqam pulang. Like I'm trying to help Akmal get his movies going because funny thing about Akmal, I think 3-4 years ago he approached me and he brought me to his. They did a like a kind of like a short film showing the Kupu SB.
Short film.
So they had a few. They gathered like film directors yang buat short film. So they did like a charity event. So basically people pay like $2-3 to get into the theater di Kupu SB, and then they would show the short film lah. So he invited me and I came and he was nice enough. At that time I was as a YouTuber, you know, I just blew up on YouTube lah at that time.
Okay.
So he was nice enough to, when he did the introduction, he actually mentioned my name. Oh, thank you for coming, Mr. YouTuber. Like, this guy, you know, beri malu lah kan. Yeah, so he was nice enough. So I always have a fond memory of him lah. And then that's when we took a selfie. And then like, this guy's like so short. Yeah, so I've always have a good memory of Akmal. So... And I gotta ask one thing though. One of the character is an inspector. I don't remember siapa. Ada kan?
Inspector Sam, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if it works differently with different network. But does the guy actually have police background?
No.
No.
He's also a student.
A student. Okay, so maybe it works differently with different network lah. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Kalau RTB, for you to play that character, you would have to have a police background. So probably it's different network, different rules.
Yeah, I guess so.
One last question. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to ask about your tattoo. Is that a tattoo?
Yeah, it is.
So are you? Is that the only tattoo you have? That there are hidden area?
One at my back.
One in your back.
It was my first one when I was 21.
How old are you now, if I may ask? You want to tell us? Okay.
I'm 26 now.
26.
Yes.
All right.
I just got this.
So
last
that's
week.
new. Last week. So it's just a funny thing. The new one, I thought, macam faded a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to
fade lah.
Peel off a bit, and that's why you're supposed to like go retouch like within 1 year.
I see. If tattoo was allowed in my religion, I would get it.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right, I think that is all. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I would like to congratulate and wish you and the rest of the Marhain Entertainment punya team all the best for the release on the 21st?
21st June.
Yeah, 21st June. And Akmal, I haven't got any invite for the premiere. But it's okay, I'm not going to be here for the release. And I wish I could bring every single one of you. And I wish I could bring Akmal. But kalau sini Akmal, we would have to zoom in a bit closer. I'm sorry, Akmal. Come on. Like, I know you have good sense of humor.
No hard feelings.